So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. In today's video, we're going to be continuing with the Trading Every Player Rebuild series. It's one of my favorite series I do every year. This is episode 2. It's the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers were by far the team I was requested to do the most in the Celtics one I did yesterday. It's actually insane how many Lakers fans, or maybe just people that wanted to see the Lakers in general. But yeah, if you don't know the way these work, it's very, very simple. Every single player that is on the team on day one, year one, whatever you want to call it, of this rebuild must be traded before I start the simulation to another team, and at no point in time may any of these players on the current Lakers roster return, with obviously the end goal being winning a championship. I had a ton of fun with the first one of these. I'm hoping we're going to have that same amount of fun in the second one, but before we do get into it, of course, as always, you guys have any other video ideas, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section. Eventually, we will get to all 30 NBA teams. It's how all of these work. And yeah, I mean, in the middle of that, we're not going to do one of these every single day for 5 or 6 weeks straight. So anything else you guys want to see, make sure to let me know down below. But this has been a long enough intro. Let's get into this one. We're not going to spend too much time talking about this roster for obvious reasons. None of these players are going to be here throughout this video, but we'll quickly go over a couple things. Obviously, one of the best duos in all of basketball in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. LeBron's in what, year 21, whatever it is. This dude is still absolutely balling out. It is so much fun to watch, and we all really need to enjoy it while we still have it, because good things don't last forever, unfortunately. Street clothes over here really needs to become more consistent. Not even with just staying on the court, but just playing at an elite level when you're on the court. I get it. He's one of the best big men in all of basketball, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you he sucks or anything like that, but if you're going to be, you know, kind of back and forth between some really good games and some really bad games, you can't also have some injury problems. I mean, you can, because obviously he does it, but it's unfortunate. I wish AD was a little bit more consistent, and I do hope he does stay healthy. Austin Reeves not having a great start to the season. D'Angelo Russell is D'Angelo Russell. Hachimura, Vanderbilt, Wood. I mean, these guys are all just going to be rotation pieces for me. Gabe Vincent is out and will probably be traded by the deadline. That's just my guess right now. Taurean Prince is here. Cam Reddish is here. Jackson Hayes, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Max Christie. I mean, these are not players that are really going to be kind of key cornerstone pieces. So what I do want to check is, does LeBron's overall go up? It really doesn't at small forward, but might have a little bit more value. Obviously, you guys know my eyes are closed for this. We have 5 offers for LeBron James. Can you imagine we sent him to the Celtics? And yeah, I mean, just to be straight up honest, I don't really like any of them. So how about if I throw like Christian Wood in? And they are a little bit better. Okay, I can live with some of these. So we're going to go ahead and close the eyes. As you can see, they are shut. Of course, we don't have any say in any of these. And we'll stop this one here in 3, 2, and 1. My eyes are still closed. I do not know what it is. Hopefully it's a good one. Let's see. It is for Kyrie Irving and Derek Lively II. Wow. Well, remember those rumors from this offseason that maybe LeBron wanted to go play with Kyrie and Luka in Dallas? Not that there was really much, you know, actual reporting involved in that, but like Kyrie for LeBron. All right, I think that probably would have taken that. I probably would have, well, Murray and Gordon would be good. This probably would have been my number 1 preference, just because I think based off potential, Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday, probably the best duo we're going to get here. Maybe Hero and Adebayo. But yeah, Kyrie Irving, Derek Lively it is. That is the first trade, obviously, for Mr. LeBron James himself. Does AD go up in overall if you move him to power forward? He does not. He actually goes down. Wow, times are changing. So let's just see what we got for AD. I might have to throw in somebody else on this deal. Like, how about if I did Jared Vanderbilt? All right, so we have 9 offers here. I don't know which one I'm going to get, so let's just scroll through. And we will stop right about now. And it is for Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis. And this trade actually includes Austin Reeves as well. So AD, Vanderbilt, and Reeves going to Boston for JB and Tingus Pingus. Wow, you have Jason Tatum and AD playing together. That's scary, but we're getting some good players in return. We are. So as much as it hurts me morally to see Jaylen Brown in a Lakers jersey, I'll get over it because he's going to help us win a championship today. All right, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura. I'm throwing players in like together just because I did this. And the way I did in the Celtics rebuild, it kind of took too long because I did every individual player. So combining them, maybe get some better players as well. And stop. And we're not going to take this one. As you can see, the eyes are still closed. We're going to actually go one to the left. So whatever this is right here, this is the trade we're going to take. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That stinks. Yeah, I mean, this is just a piece of shit trade, but I guess that's part of the challenge here today, so that's not fun. Who's next? Gabe Vincent and Taurean Prince. Yeah, that trade stunk. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Victor Oladipo and Jayshawn Tate. Not my favorite trade in the world, but you live with it. It's what you got to do. Who's next? Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes. I think we've gotten everybody else from up here. Yeah, it looks like we have. So Reddish and Hayes, let's go ahead and just see what the offers we have are. I'm sure they're not very good. And stop. We're going to go one to the right this time. Omax and Derek Jones Jr., or it would have been Shumo, Kiki, and Goga. It's not the end of the world. A little bit of potential there with Omax. Okay, cool. What do we have left? We have Jalen Hood-Schifino, and I think Max Christie, and then it's Max Lewis. Yeah, Max Lewis is down here. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that's it. So let's just see what we got here. I mean, again, I'm sure these aren't the best offers in the world, but we'll see what they are. And stop. It is for Sasha Vezenkov and Cole. I don't know. I'm terrible with names. You all know that. Again, not my favorite trade. None of these really have been, but that's kind of the way it rolls sometimes. And then I think Max Lewis, Colby Jones isn't on the Lakers, right? I actually don't really know who this is. I'm just going to assume he's probably not. I don't know. I don't see any other current Lakers up here, so that is fine. We're going to go ahead and do Max Lewis. I'll close my eyes and stop. Not the end of the world. Muhammad Guy and a second-round pick. Fine. Okay, let's go ahead and kind of see how it's looking right now. We currently have no point guards. I'm probably going to have to play Kyrie at the point guard spot. And, yeah, some positions are going to have to be changed around. The unfortunate thing right now is that we're not able to make any other trades. That's always a rule I have set in place for these trading every player rebuild. So once I trade away an entire roster, I can't make another trade until off-season number 1. So this is what we got for year 1. I'm going to move around some positions. I'll see you guys with the rotation. We are officially ready to kick off year 1 here in LA. I made a lot of moves in terms of changing around positions. I also went ahead and signed Kemba Walker as a free agent. There's technically no rules against it. There are some good players in free agency right now. Kevin Porter Jr., who's just a complete fucking asshole, is there. Wasn't going to sign him. And then there were a couple other guys at the point guard spot that I probably, like Jalen Noel was sitting there. Could have signed him. I don't want to get like too carried away with it, so we'll sign Kemba. Obviously no longer in the NBA, but I love Kemba, so we got a lot of Celtics here. So Kyrie and Jaylen Brown are our backcourt. I moved them both, I guess, down one position. Kyrie went from the 2 to the 1, JB from the 3 to the 2. Really not that big of a deal. They can both play those positions very well. This image, by the way, makes me want to throw up. Jayshawn Tate here is going to be our starting 3. I moved KP to the 4, and then I wanted to get Derek Lively minutes. It makes no sense to have him come off the bench, especially with how bad this bench is. So let's get into that. Vasile Micic is going to be our 6th man here. Derek Jones Jr. follows him. Sasha Vezenkov is going to be our 8th man off the bench. Cardiac Kemba, and then Davis Bertans is now the backup center to Derek Lively II. So, yeah, no, this bench is just brutal. I mean, there's just really no way around that. But I do like the starting 5. I think there's a lot of things we can do with it. I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. So I'm excited to see how year 1 goes. Something else to definitely remember for these trading every player rebuilds is that I don't reset the previously traded draft pick. So, like, we don't have our first round pick this year, which is definitely something to keep in mind. Not that we're going to be bad, but you know, there's other future assets here that we don't have. Just something to remember if and when I get to the Thunder rebuild, we're going to have 85 million draft picks. So keep it in mind, but this is a good team. I think we definitely could make a little bit of a run. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. It was an okay first season for us here in LA. We won 42 games, meaning we lost 40, and that's pretty average. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's just, it wasn't a good first season. So it is what it is. Nikola Jokic, MVP, triple-double, 3rd of his career. The dude's insane. Victor Wembanyama. I mean, these awards are pretty much the same every single first season. Well, you got to be on the court to be clutch. And Ty Lue is your coach of the year, also in LA. And the Clippers are the 1 seed. Funny how, you know, things change from 2K to real life. I still, like, why there isn't a start today option in 2K24 next gen is so beyond me. It's just, it makes no fucking sense. We are in the play-in. We're going to have Phoenix. Whoever wins that's going to be the 2 seed. And now if we lose that, we're going to face the winner of 9 versus 10. Here's a look at the East. The Celtics with Anthony Davis and Jason Tatum are very good. Let's take a look at some stats. See how everybody played. It was Kyrie Irving, Kristaps Porzingis, Jaylen Brown is kind of our big 3 in terms of numbers. Jayshawn Tate, Derek Jones Jr., Sasha, Derek Lively. Not a bad rookie season. Cardiac Kemba, 33 years old, out of the league in real life. Still averaging 7.5 points a game here in 2K. Rebounds was Derek Lively, and assists was Kyrie. So, yeah, it's us and the Phoenix Suns, 2 teams that maybe you don't think on paper are going to be in the play-in. You probably think of them as play-in teams. But yeah, they're here. Let's see what happens. So let's sim through this. We end up losing, meaning we're going to be taking on the winner of this. Let's sim through this. And it is us in Oklahoma City. A little bit younger of a team. Definitely a ton of potential. I forgot we traded the Rui Hachimura. And let's just see what happens here. And we lose. So we're not in the playoffs, as unfortunate as that may be. I mean, we lost 2 play-in games, so definitely could have been in the playoffs, but oh my god, just fucking punch me in the face. And what the fuck is going on here in this rebuild? I don't know, man. I'm not even. Don't even get me started on the Bulls right now. Yeah, LeBron and Luka end up winning a championship together. That really doesn't surprise me too much. As LeBron called it a career, he does. So after 1 year in Dallas, it results in one championship and one hell of a season. So Hall of Fame, LeBron James, jersey retirements, LeBron James, draft lottery. Let's just see what we got right now. And yeah, our pick is in New Orleans, so we don't have it. I don't know if there's any protections on it. I'm assuming no. And there's not. It's at number 14, which kind of sucks. It is what it is. That dates back to the Anthony Davis trade. I don't think Darvin Ham is necessarily a great head coach, but I mean, we also didn't necessarily. I have to stop saying that. We didn't really set him up for success in year one. So I'll give him one more year. If we suck and we're just not good, then I'll probably look to move on. Good news, we do have the 30th overall pick in round 2. We can draft Mr. Irrelevant if we want to, NBA-wise. And yeah, I'm not using the 60th overall pick. It's just dumb. Team player options, Tate and Bertans is coming back. This is not a realistic rebuild. I think you all know that. None of these, this is an awesome name. This is like an all-time name right here. But none of them are going to get qualifying. And so we enter a free agency where I know for a fact we don't have any money. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's just kind of the way things are right now. We have 3 guys making $29 or higher $1 million a year. Never mind the fact that Jaylen Brown is making billions of dollars, what feels like. But what we do have to do is figure out who is going to be our starting small forward, because I'm comfortable with point guard, shooting guard, power forward, and center, but none of these guys are going to start for me at small forward. I'm going to try to go ahead and pick up Chris Middleton here from the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, Chris Middleton at this point in his career is maybe on a little bit of a downward trajectory, but he would be a really good piece to kind of fit into this lineup, maybe as a 4th scoring option. So what do you say, Milwaukee? Davis Bertans, Vasile Micic, and Sasha Vezenkov feels like a terrible trade package to me. And they want Colby Jones, who, again, I don't really know if he's actually on the Lakers or not, and then a first-round pick in 2025. That's lottery protected. That's fine. And we get AJ Green. All right, that feels like a deal to me. Obviously, that gives us an upgrade at our small forward spot, and I'm very happy about it. So, starting 5 is complete. In terms of the bench unit, AJ Green is not going to happen. Jayshawn Tate can back up Chris Middleton. I'm going to figure out what I want to do here with Omax. He could be moved. I don't have no idea. So, actually, let's work on trades first. Let's just see what we got here. So, AJ Green, maybe a bag of basketballs or Frito-Lays or something like that. I see a first-round pick here from Dallas. Definitely a possibility. I will do a first. Thunder are always going to be good. I'll do a first here from San Antonio. That's okay. And then I also have to figure out what Omax is going to do, because I maybe could play him at the backup 4. It's just whether or not I feel like he's going to be a good enough bench piece for me. This is a beautiful trade. Welcome, Nick Richards. Okay, so at this point, we do have our backup small forward and our backup center. Mohamed Guy is also not really needed here. No disrespect whatsoever. It's not really a fit for me. So thank you very much, Miami. So we need a backup guards and a backup power forward. These options are not great. They're not very intriguing. Isaiah Joe, beautiful. Pretty sure the dude just shot like 100% free throw percentage or 3-point percentage last night. So we'll do that. And then I'll take a flyer here on Cameron Payne on a 2-year deal. If we can pick up both those guys, that's a great start here to free agency. And then in terms of the backup power forward, I don't really know what our options are going to look like. I'm not tremendously worried about it. I know Porzingis is obviously going to eat up a lot of those minutes. So we'll see our options. They're not going to be elite options. Rocco, Vlatko Konchar. Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't... Michael Green. Yeah, no, these all stink. I guess Rocco's going to be my guy. He'll probably be like a 73 overall by the time next season starts, but we're pretty much grasping at straws here. I mean, that's all we got. So I will see you guys at the start of, year number 2. After a relatively disappointing first season here in LA, we are ready for year number 2. I think we've gone ahead and made some moves that are definitely going to benefit this team. Chris Middleton is a welcomed addition. We've also gone ahead and improved the bench. Now, not the entire bench, mostly, our 2 first options off the bench. But I still think this team is good. We see some progression here from Derek Lively, which is nice. I'm liking it. I think this team could be a threat. I really do. Kyrie and JB in the backcourt. You have Middleton here at the 3, Porzingis at the 4, and then Derek Lively, our starting center. The bench unit now going to be led by Isaiah Joe. Maybe not the greatest 6th man in the world, but he'll do for now. Nick Richards will back him up. Then it's going to be Jayshawn Tate, Cameron Payne, and Robert Covington. Yeah, Rocco is not a great option, but he's what we got for now. So go Rocco. All right, man. So that is it. I think we're a pretty good team. I don't know if we're up there with like the true contenders in the West yet, but I think we've set ourselves up nicely. So I'll see you guys at the end of year 2 here in LA. Just a beautiful second season for us here in Los Angeles. A perfect 66 wins. I love it. It's fantastic. I'm on top of the world right now. Luka Doncic is your MVP, another triple-double. Guardiol, Rookie of the Year. Jaden Hardy, 6th man. Giannis is your depoy. Jonathan Kuminga, most improved. Steph Curry, Clutch Player of the Year. And oh boy, that is a sight for sore eyes. Darvin Ham, Coach of the Year. So we are going to be facing a play-in team this year instead of being the play-in team this year. Here's a look at the scoring. We had all of our, actually, he's not even a starter. I thought that was Derek Lively, 10 points. We had, what, 5 guys, 10-plus points a game, plus Derek Lively. I'll take it. Rebounds is Derek Lively, and assists is Chris Middleton. I did not go over the standings yet. Let's check those real quick. As I mentioned, 66 wins. Almost feels like a bit of an overachievement for this team, but I will never complain when 2K does well by me. I really don't. All right, it is us in the Minnesota Timberwolves. Guardial just won a Rookie of the Year, so he is definitely playing well. Anthony Edwards is a bona fide superstar. Jaden McDaniels, Karl-Anthony Towns, Naz Reid. Rudy Gobert off the bench. Jalen Smith there. How many freaking big men do you need? Jesus Christ. All right, let's take on Minnesota here in round 1. We are 1-1 with them right now. We go up 2-1, and we close them out here? We do. We are moving on to the Western Conference semifinals. For us in the Memphis Grizzlies, John Morant, Desmond Bane, Harrison Barnes is a new addition. They have Jaren Jackson Jr., Jonas Valanciunas, my glorious king, Marcus Smart, Kenyon Martin Jr., Buddy Hield would be a very good addition. Let's see what happens here in round 2. Lakers pretty much own the Grizzlies. Let's see if that can continue. We go up 3-1. We win in 5 again. I think we faced the Thunder in the play-in last year, and I think they beat us. How the times are changing. Now these teams are meeting up in the West Finals, and this team is very good. The depth looks solid. Obviously, a lot of young talent. Can we get by the young, up-and-coming Oklahoma City Thunder? We're up 3-2 right now, and we are going to the NBA Finals, and what a story this is going to be, because we're taking on the Boston Celtics. Not only is it 2 of the most historic NBA franchises, both tied with 17 championships as we speak, but Anthony Davis and Jaylen Brown were basically traded for each other, and Kristaps Porzingis as well. So this is still a very good, holy shit, this is actually a really good team. We are maybe a little bit outmatched, but you know what? I like upsets. Everybody likes an underdog story. Now, are we really underdogs? We won 66 games, but that Celtics team is good. We go up 3-1, and can we close them out here in Los Angeles and get a championship? Be the first to banner 18 between these two franchises. We are just going, I wouldn't even say back and forth right now. They're just holding the lead. Okay, back to Boston we go. TD Garden on the road is not exactly the best place to play, but it's still winnable. Just ask Steph Curry. Let's go right now and hopefully get this done. Looks like we're going to be holding this and winning a championship here in year 2. Let's get a couple shots up, fellas. We're going to be closing out the Celtics here on their home floor. Lakers and Celtics, a rivalry as old as time. And I'm happy right now. I really am. I want to make sure the starter's in there. You know, it's not really fun. No disrespect to play with the bench players. It's just not why I hopped into the game. So, yeah, let's just... Can we foul? Oh, Anthony Davis giving us the business against his old team. Yeah, Jaylen Brown, I don't know if I want you necessarily handling the ball. You don't really have a great track record of that, but I guess this works right now against his old teammate here in Derek White. And, yeah, I mean, this is good. It's always fun getting a championship in year 2. Obviously, you know, alleviates a lot of that pressure right now. And hopefully we can just build a really fun team for year 3 and go, oh, my God, Jason Tatum just absolutely fried me. Yeah, that's bound to happen for the guy who definitely could win an MVP this year in real life. I'm just putting it out there. I know there are a lot of players playing very well so far. Okay, so I guess we'll just do a couple possessions here. I mean, we don't have all the starters in. I mean, I see 2 right here with Derek Lively and Jaylen Brown. That's not a foul. What? Well, that's definitely interesting. Okay, we're not letting Derek White now cook me, are we? He's definitely stepped out of... Okay, I don't know what the hell that was. It felt like he was, like, floating there for a second. I mean, we still have a 17-point lead, but that was very interesting. Let's just kick it over to Isaiah Joe. I'm not saying we're going to run the offense through him, but if we call an ISO and then maybe we get a little bit of a floppy for, like, ISO and then floppy. Can JB get the ISO? Can get the floppy? Nope, I don't think so. Is it going to be Middleton? Well, that was just the worst attempt to run that play I've ever seen. I don't know what the fuck's going on right now. This is just insane. All right, we'll do one more possession. I don't want to take up too much time. I know these videos are already long enough. So Tatum, just shoot. I don't care. Thank you. And just, oh my God, he missed. Okay, let's just go ahead and just kick it up here to Jaylen Brown really quick. Send him packing with a dagger. How about it? Nope, that would have been fun. All right, this is taking forever. I will see you guys with the Finals MVP. We beat the Celtics in 6 games, and that is a Year 2 championship, and that is a Finals MVP for Mr. Jaylen Brown himself. I love you, JB. All right, let's get into the final offseason. We are on top of the world right now. That was a hell of a season, and I'm hoping we can reciprocate that and just do it all over again. Draft lottery, I don't think so. Yeah, let's just sim through this real quick. And I'm ready to just go for it. Darvin Ham will remain. I did not think those words would be coming out of my mouth, but he will stay as our head coach. And let's see what we got. No first-round picks. That's fine. Unless there's any players under contract that I'd rather trade. Richards is good. Weirdly, I think I'll probably move Cameron Payne. We signed him to a 2-year deal, and although he was a solid backup point guard for us, he's going to regress, and I think I can probably get somebody a little bit better. So let's just see. Caruso, she's so damn old, but I do that 10 times out of 10. If I didn't know how 2K's regression system would work, I just unfortunately do. Brandon Clark could come in and maybe be my new backup power forward. That 3-point percentage isn't great, but you know what? He's what, 6'9", 6'8"? You know what? Why the hell not? We'll bring in Brandon Clark. He will be the new backup power for us. So we'll move him there. I think he's probably a better option than Nick Richards. He actually goes up in overall. That's cool. Okay, let's sip up to team player options right now. Kyrie declines. Middleton declines. We'll bring back Derek Lively. Got to make sure I get those guys back. This team is pretty much nothing without both of them. So let's go ahead and offer up Kyrie Irving just a max contract. Holy shit, that's $52 million. That's not a lot of money, but we'll give him about, I'll do like 50. I think that should be more than enough, right? Like one would assume that's probably enough money, and it is. Isaiah Joe, I think, is probably gone. I think we were only able to sign him to that contract because he got released from the Thunder, and I doubt we're going to be able to bring him back. I will obviously try and just see if that's a possibility. Does not appear it's going to be. Karis LeVert could be an option. We do have to figure out some backup guards still. We obviously, I keep saying obviously, I'm sorry. We do have 3 through 5 in terms of backups figured out. So let's see what the options are here in terms of, wait. Didn't I just trade him? Was he released? I have no idea. I thought I did. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. I'll bring in Karis LeVert. I think that's a good option to replace Isaiah Joe. I mean, Isaiah Joe was good for us. He just unfortunately, really just wasn't. We weren't able to bring him back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign a couple free agents, and then I'm going to combine those free agents into a trade with some draft picks and see what I can get in terms of a backup point guard. So let's just see right now. I mean, how much money are these guys making combined? I don't think it's probably very much. It is $2 million and $2 million. So let's look at point guards making like $4.5 million combined. And again, we don't have a ton of draft picks, but we definitely have some we can include. We are entering the final season, so it really does not matter. $4.5 million for guys that are not free agents. I'm not going to get Nembhard. I got him the other day. And then Jose Alvarado is probably my best option here. Keontae George also here. Keontae George, low-key, could be a good pickup. Hasn't really played, but I think that overall will probably bump a few in terms of just progression. Not Brandon Clark. So you know what? Let's go ahead and try to take a flyer here on Keontae George. As I mentioned, not a ton of draft picks, but entering the final season when I don't plan on making many other major, that's not what I meant to do, major changes, I think this could be fine. Seriously? You value him this high? This is fucking insane. If this wasn't the final season, I'm never doing this. This is fucking wild. 4 first-round picks for a guy that didn't even play for you last year? Wow. Yeah, if it wasn't year 3, not a chance that happens. I'll see you guys at the rotation. Year 3 for us here in Los Angeles, off of a season where we won 66 games and a championship. I'm happy. I'm definitely very happy. It's very weird because we don't have a 90 overall right now, but this team still feels like it's very, very good. So, starting 5, there's no changes. It's Kyrie, JB, Middleton, KP, and Derek Lively the second. The bench unit will now be led by Karis LeVert instead of Isaiah Joe. Doesn't feel like a major change. Brandon Clark is a welcomed addition. We obviously went ahead and made a major trade for Keontae George, giving up 4 first-round picks, which, again, not in a million years if there's any other scenario. Nick Richardson's still here, and then Jae'Sean Tate. So I think the biggest thing, obviously, besides, the major trade, I guess, for Chris Middleton, is the fact that we've just improved the bench so much. I think that is definitely playing a very major part throughout this rebuild, and Darvin Ham's a coach of the year. So I'll see you guys at the end of the final regular season. Year 3 comes and goes. We finished with a record of 61-21. Now, albeit that's not the 66 wins we had last year, but a 61-win season is still incredible. And hopefully on our way to a second straight championship. Jason Tatum finally cracks through the code and gets that MVP. Cooper Flagg's Rookie of the Year. He is in Atlanta. Stephon Cassell, 6th man of the year. Giannis is your depoy. Delano Banton, most improved. All right. SGA, clutch player of the year, and Darvin Ham, 2 straight coach of the years. I'll take it. Let's take a lookie here and see where we ended up. We are the 1 seed here in the West and the best record in the NBA for also the 2nd straight season. So we're on top of the world right now. We just got to continue that pace of play in the playoffs. And hopefully we are well on our way to banner 19. That would be for the Lakers. Here's a look at the stats. Feel free to pause. And who is it going to be? It is us and the Trailblazers here. Scoot Henderson, not having the greatest start to his rookie campaign in the NBA. Anthony Simon, Jaden Sharp, who I think is going to be an absolute star one day. Tobias Harris, DeAndre Ayton, Rob Will. I love you, man. I wish you could stay healthy. Let's see what happens here in round 1 against Portland. I think it's very clear we are the better team, and we just went out and proved that. Moving on, it is us in Houston here in the Western Conference semis. Ace Bailey, now a starting small forward. There's just no way this team's touching us, with all due respect. Thunder again, they feels inevitable. I mean, every single time I do a Western Conference rebuild, the Thunder are always a thorn in my side just because of how young and how good they are. We're up 2-1 right now. We go up 3-1. We are back in the... Really? Oh, fuck off, 2K. Dude, 2K does this shit every single video. They always give like a conference finals MVP or a finals MVP to a player on like the losing team at least once. Do you know how good you have to be to do that? Like, it's just, I find it ridiculous. It's us and the Pistons here in the NBA Finals. Very good young team. Miles Bridges as well. Jalen Duren. Nikola Vucevic is here. A little bit of a veteran presence. All right. We're up 1-0. They tie it up 1-1. I think this team is beatable. Their depth is good, but we're better. We go up 3-2. They force a Game 7. So back to LA, Staples Center, or Crypto.com, or whatever other sham they are running these days for naming rights. Arena, and let's hold the lead, please. Thank you. Thank you. That is 2 championships in a row. Kyrie Irving is your finals MVP this time. What a way to end it. What a way to end it. This was an incredibly fun video, and I had an absolute blast recording it, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, I gotta stop saying obviously. I'm sorry. There's something about these videos that is just a little bit more fun for me than like a regular rebuild, because, you know, when there's like a good team that I'm rebuilding, like the Lakers, I wouldn't say are like an elite team right now. It hasn't been the best start to the season for them. But when there's like so much talent and, you know, you don't have to make many moves to get a championship, that's not as fun. Now, we obviously traded... I gotta stop saying that. I'm sorry. We went ahead and traded away this entire roster, so it makes it a little bit more fun. I'm going to end this video before I keep saying obviously, and yeah. That is it for me. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.